Well, 4 miles from the Capitol, students at Harding High School are getting ready to go back to school tomorrow morning after an act of violence there. A week after 15-year-old Devin Scott was stabbed to death while he was at school. The suspect in that stabbing is a 16-year-old student. And when the kids get there tomorrow, it's going to be a shorter school day, and the focus will be on healing and trying to figure out how to move forward together, not just class as usual. And a handful of staff members will be tasked with a big job, helping those students start that process and get through that process. Sammy tells us how they're going about it.
I would prepare myself for some why. Why did this happen? And there's no easy answer for that.
These are the conversations Kathy Kimani and her crisis team are preparing for when students go back to Harding tomorrow.
I do know there are students that are just wanting to get back to learning, to the stability, to the predictability that schools should offer. And then there are students that are really afraid to come to school. They're nervous and they don't feel safe at school.
They're hoping to ease students back, with most of the day being spent in advisory classes. But for students feeling uneasy or wanting to have a conversation, she and a team of social workers, counselors, and mental health experts will be available.
The biggest way to increase that sense of safety is to create a feeling of belonging. So I would ask a student, what is it that makes you feel safe? Who is someone that you can talk to in your life? And then I think we do try to find someone in the school that they're connected to.
Some students who may have witnessed what happened have already been connected with social workers like Michelle Kalani.
It's not a one-size-fits-all, so some kids don't want to just sit and talk and process feelings, and sometimes it's just making that awareness and giving them the space till they're ready, and then coming back and circling and checking in with the adults that work with them. How is so-and-so doing? Sometimes it's just as simple as like, let's do a loop around the school. Or can I sit with you? Can we have our lunch together today?
Michelle, along with John Eschenbacher, the district's lead high school counselor, have been at Harding this week. They're also connecting with staff. They've had a debrief with educators who saw the incident on Friday. They say part of their healing process will involve being back with students.
I think it's important for people to know that it's okay to not be okay. You know what I mean? Because, you know, these things are very, very difficult and challenging and traumatic, and you know, we want to be there for them.
The district says about 15 to 20 members of their crisis team will be at Harding tomorrow as students return back to campus. Sammy Solina, KARE 11 News.
It's going to be a tough day. That team also wants any families to keep an eye out for their kids about how they feel, maybe when they come back tomorrow from school. And they want to encourage those parents or caregivers who have any concerns to go ahead and connect with those counselors.